Hello, in this video we have this problem. We are going to solve for the value of k both complex and real. We have k power 12 minus 1 equals 0. What we are going to do is we can write this as k power 6 or power 2 minus 1 power 2 and this equals 0. We make use of difference of two squares. If you have a power 2 minus b power 2, this equals a minus b times a plus b. And in this case our a is k power 6 and b is 1. So let's start using this. We are going to have k power 6 minus 1, we have k power 6 plus 1 and this equals 0. Now that means we are going to have k power 6 minus 1 equals 0, or we have k power 6 plus 1 equals 0. Now let's consider this, k power 6 minus 1 equals 0. How do we solve for k here? That means we can as well rewrite this as k power 3 or power 2 minus 1 power 2 and this equals 0. We make use of difference of two squares again. Remember, a power 2 minus b power 2, this equals a minus b times a plus b. So we are going to have k power 3 minus 1, we have k power 3 plus 1 and this equals 0. So we proceed. Now let's consider the first one here. So we can consider k power 3 minus 1 equals 0. Now what do? We can as well raise this one to the power of 3. Then we make use of this identity. If you have a power 3 minus b power 3, this equals, we are going to have a minus b, then we have times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So what we do is to insert where we have a, we have this k, and where we have b, we have 1. So that means we are going to have k minus 1, then we have k squared plus k, then we have plus 1, and this equals 0. So solving this, we are going to have k equals 1, or we are going to have k squared plus k plus 1 equals 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. This is a real solution that we have gotten. Now let's solve this quadratic equation in order to find the other values of k. So we are going to have k equals negative b plus or minus, we have square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, and from here we have a equals 1, b equals 1 and c equals 1. So let's insert everything. We are going to have k equals negative 1 plus or minus, we have square root of 1 minus 4 divided by 2, that is 2 times 1, and this equals negative 1 plus or minus root of negative 3 divided by 2, and this simply means we are going to have k equals negative 1 plus or minus root of 3 times I, because of this negative here, divided by 2. Now this is a complex solution for k. Let's also consider this k power 3 plus 1. So we consider what that. So if you have k power 3 plus 1 equals 0, now how do we solve this? This can be our case 2. So that means we are going to have k power 3 plus 1 power 3 and this equals 0. And from here we make use of this identity. If you have a power 3 plus b power 3, this equals, we are simply going to have a plus b, then you have a squared minus ab plus b squared. So we are going to insert like what we did here. We insert where we have a, we insert k, and where we have b, we insert 1. That means we are going to have k plus 1, then we have k squared, we have minus k plus 1, and this equals 0. Then from here we have another real solution. That means k equals negative 1. Then let's go ahead and solve this. We have k squared minus k plus 1 equals 0. We make use of the formula method. We have k equals negative b plus or minus, we have square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. And from here we have a equals 1, b equals negative 1, and c equals 1. So let's insert everything. We have k equals, that is negative negative 1. We have 1 plus or minus. Then we have the square root of b squared, that is 1, minus 4ac, 4 divided by 2, that is 2 times 1 is 2. So that means we are going to have, this will give us k equals 1 plus or minus root of negative 3 divided by 2. And from here we are going to have k equals 1 plus or minus root of 3 times I divided by 2. Another complex solutions. Now we are done with the first case, the first set of case. Remember what we had here? We are done with the first k power 6 minus 1. Now let's consider this k power 6 plus 1. So we go back here. We have, let this be our case 2. K power 6 plus 1 equals 0. Let's solve this and have another 6 solutions. So right now what we are going to do is, we are going to rewrite this as we have k power 2 or power 3 plus 1. Here we have 1 power 3. And this equals 0 because 1 power 3 is 1. So we haven't changed anything. Now we make use of this other identity. If you have a power 3 plus b power 3, this equals, we have a plus b times, we have a squared minus ab plus b squared. So let's do that. We are going to have k squared plus 1. We have times, if you have k squared raised to the power of 2, we are going to have k power 4 minus, we are going to have k power 2, then you have plus 1, and this equals 0. Now let's go ahead and solve this. That means we are going to have k power 2 plus 1 equals 0, or we have k power 4 minus k power 2 plus 1 equals 0. Now let's consider this one here. We are going to have k power 2 equals negative 1. So we take the square root of both sides. We are going to have k equals plus or minus square root of negative 1. And this equals plus or minus I. Because square root of negative 1 is I. So we have plus or minus I. Now let's solve this for another complex solutions. So we are going to have k power 4 minus k squared plus 1 equals 0. Now I can decide to say, let's rewrite this as, maybe you can have k power 2 or power 2. Let's do that. Then you have minus k power 2 plus 1 equals 0. So from here, I can say let x equals k power 2. So from here, we are going to have x squared minus x plus 1 equals 0. So let's go ahead and solve this quadratic equation using formula method. For AC divided by 2a. And from here we have a equals 1, b equals negative 1, and c equals 1. So let's insert everything. We are going to have x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of b squared. We have 1 minus 4ac. We have 4 divided by 2, that is 2 times 1 is 2. Then we have x equals 1 plus or minus square root of negative 3. And this is divided by 2. And this simply equals, we have 1 plus or minus square root of 3 times I divided by 2. Now recall our x. Let me write here, recall x equals k power 2. Let me take us back there. Remember, here is it. So that means k here, if k equals x power 2, that means we are going to have k equals plus or minus the square root of the x, that is 1 plus or minus root of 3 times I divided by 2.